This episode is brought to you by Snapple. Want to know another Snapple fact? The first hot air balloon passengers were a sheep, a duck, and a rooster. Ridiculous. Check out Snapple.com to find ridiculously flavored Snapple near you.
It's officially vacation season. Personally, I'm super excited to take a trip to Martha's Vineyard with a bunch of my friends. But you know who's not invited along on vacation? Body odor. That's because no matter where I go, I always bring Lumi Whole Body Deodorant. It keeps me smelling fresh all day, everywhere from my underarms to my underboobs to my feet. In fact, it's clinically proven to control odor for a whopping 72 hours. So I could fly all the way to Cape Town and still smell fresh for landing. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use code RATCHET15 for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. That's code RATCHET15 at LumiDeodorant.com. You know that feeling when you get home from a long day and immediately want to take off your bra? Honeys, that's what we call sacrificing comfort. With Honey Love, you'll never experience that again. Their bras are so comfortable, you'll almost forget you're wearing them. You may even sleep in them. My favorite is Honey Love's best-selling crossover bra. So comfortable and so sure to be your new go-to. This bra gives all the support of traditional bras without using any underwires. Plus, mesh detailing adds a touch of sexy. Treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/ratchet. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off. honeylove.com/ratchet to find your perfect fit. After you purchase, they ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Elevate your comfort, elevate your style with bras that empower your lifestyle of flexibility. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those who don't identify as either, you are listening to Ratchet and Respectable. Unfortunately, I had to leave Martha's Vineyard. Womp. I had been there for like 10 days, but I didn't want to go. There was so much going on. And I just started to get invites because I don't usually go to Martha's Vineyard, so I don't get invited to stuff. So the whole time I was there, I was either calling friends who were doing the events or were on the panels, or I was somebody's plus one. But after a while, people figured out I was there and they started calling me for stuff. But alas, my time had come to an end. I missed the fireworks. I missed this. It's called Illumination. If you follow me on social media, I had posted pictures of these little, and literally they're little houses. I mean, they're actual like house-sized houses, but they're not like the big ass houses, but they look like gingerbread houses. Like I guess they're cottages, but they're in all these beautiful colors. Think like houses you see in the Caribbean. They're decorated like that, like bright pink, turquoise, lavender, beautiful homes. But last night they did this thing called Illumination where they decorate all the houses with lights. So it's like, I don't know how to describe it. Like all the houses are lit up. They look like doll houses. So beautiful. Gorgeous in pictures. Would have loved to see it in person. Would have loved to photograph it. I call myself working on this coffee table book, sorting through all these pictures like I don't have enough. But I'm just like, oh, I want this moment. I want that moment. Part of the reason I want to see the whales so bad is so I can have like a whale tail in this coffee table book. I know that's like insane, but that's how my mind works. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to the Live from ABFF episode, but I interviewed Ingrid Best. She's the founder of I Best Wines. She's such a wonderful person. I ran into her a bunch of times in Martha's Vineyard. Black lady, black-owned wine company. But when I was interviewing her, she told me that she went to South Africa and she went out to Stellenbosch wine country and she had some wine and she was like, oh my God, I want my own wine. And I was like, Ingrid, the vast majority of people, they have wine and they think, wow, this is really amazing wine. And they like buy a bottle. Or if they really love the wine, they buy a case. They don't just decide to have their own wine. And she was like, I know. And I was like, but I love that your life works that way. I thought it was a little crazy. Somebody listened to that podcast and was like, you realize like you watch movies and then decide you want to go to a destination because you saw it in a scene in a movie. Like, that ain't normal either. That's how I ended up at the spa in Budapest, like the really old spa. Will Smith, some movie, he was in Budapest at this spa. The spa was in the background, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Googled it, found it, and was like, someday I'm going to go to Budapest. And did, and went to the spa. It was fabulous. It's over a hot spring. It's like naturally warm. The water has healing tendencies. There's like oils in the water and massive chlorine because there was like a ton of people in it. But still, that's not the point. The point is, everybody has different things that perk them. Ingrid, it's wine. Me, spas, whales, gorillas, experiences. I just want to do epic shit. That's all. That's not the point. The point is, I'm back in PG County. I miss Martha's Vineyard immensely. There are people who are flying in right now. It's Friday. There's still at least 2 more days of revelry. I saw Bevy post earlier today. I don't think she was on the island the same time I was there. She wasn't, actually. I think she got there yesterday. I didn't get a chance to see my Bevy. I don't know if I'll see her again before I go. I might make it up to New York. Something I like is in New York right now. We'll see. First and foremost, to begin this podcast, I would like to shout out thick ass John Boyega. Have you seen these pictures of him? It's like some sort of calendar shoot. The photographer posted it first, and everybody and their mother sent me the pictures, and I was like, what is happening here? Let me see if I can pull it up. It's a shoot for, it says Pirelli 2025. What is Pirelli? I'm not familiar. I'm looking it up. Pirelli Global, the magazine of Pirelli World. Pirelli Calendar. The Pirelli Calendar, known and trademarked as the Cal. It's an annual trade calendar which has been published by UK subsidiary of the Italian tire manufacturer Pirelli since 1964. Oh, is this like Michelin? Like, Michelin star is associated with the tires. It's not really as fancy as it sounds. It's not as highbrow as people make it out to be. But okay, this Pirelli calendar, it's been around for 60 years. There's some other people in this calendar. Padma Lakshmi, she's part of the calendar. I see people's reported on that. Has people not reported on John Boyega, though? Did you see these pictures of John Boyega? Please, with haste, expeditiously, head to his Instagram page. He got on these little black shorts. Okay, so one shot, it looks like this shorts, but his thick ass thighs had pushed them up. So it looks more like Speedos. And in the second shot, that just looks like straight up Speedos. This man is thick as fuck. My God. Titties looking like D's. Arms looking like thighs. Thighs looking like tree trunks. Face card never declines. His hair is braided back into a man bun. He's looking very Wakanda forever. I didn't know he was tatted up like this. I ain't mad at it. Sir. Thick, thick sir. And he's in the water, so he's wet. This is pornographic. Fine self. Just thick. Thick. That's a balanced breakfast. A warm basket of bread. Fine. And he got that little British accent. Did he ever find that nice black girl he was looking for? That's when I started loving him. He went on, was it Regis? I think it was Kelly. I think Regis was gone. But it was Kelly and somebody else, somebody not black. They were telling John how fine he is. And they say, John, you must have someone. And he says, no, I'm single. They say, John, how are you single? Let us introduce you to someone. They say, John, what is your type? What do you like? And he says, a black girl. I like a nice black girl. Yes, John. Yes, John. Black girls like you too. Thick ass John Boyega. Shit don't make no sense. Please go to John Boyega's page. Show him some love. Thick ass self. They throwing water on him. There's a man standing behind him. This man, this is his job, to throw water on John Boyega for this shoot. They paying him. I do it for free. I do it for free. I pay to do it. Woo. Shit don't make no sense. He must have some project coming up if he's doing a calendar shoot. Whenever celebs are doing promo like this, it's always tied to something, especially with John Boyega, because he don't really be out there like that. He's not one of those people that's constantly attention seeking, like Tyrese. You see that nonsense with Tyrese the other day? He was singing the national anthem, and he was doing Marvin Gaye's version of the anthem, which is fine. I take no issue with that. It was a beautiful version. but he put on a fake beard. Literally, this nigga put on a fake beard. Like I was going to say Wade the Barber, but Wade the Barber, you can't tell it's fake. Wade the Barber does realistic beard lace fronts and like hair lace fronts. Wade the Barber will have you out here with some like, what lace? Lace where? Not so much Tyrese. He like, it just looked like he just glued some Tyler Perry wigs. I can't stand this man. He just glued some Tyler Perry wigs to his face and then went out and sang the anthem. And I was like, look, I have many criticisms about Tyrese. Many. Two things I've actually never criticized about Tyrese. In fact, praise his singing and his face. The man is gorgeous. The man ain't got the sense God gave a green apple, but he's gorgeous. And he could sing. If he can't do nothing else, because the way he act, sometimes I can't look at him and see the beauty. He's fine. He crazy. He fine. Why he glue that shit to his face? He could sing. He could sing his whole ass off. Even before we knew him as Jody. The back of that bus singing about Coca-Cola. Everybody was like, who is this? Because he's fine. And he could sing. Why would you put on a fake ass beard? A bad fake ass beard at that. To go sing the national anthem in Marvin Gaye's voice. Was it the national anthem? I think it was the national anthem. I didn't put the volume on. I just saw him in that fake ass beard and was like, what are you doing? I don't think he can grow a beard. We ain't never seen him with a beard all these years. And just in case, somebody went back and found a picture of him 2 days before the event and was like, he absolutely did not grow this in 48 hours. That's a fake ass beard. I was like, oh dear. Why, Tyrese? Why? I know that none of you watch porn, but just in case you have any friends that do, help me pass along this important PSA. Incognito mode does not make you incognito. Check the fine print. All your late night activities are still 100% visible to a ton of third parties, unless you use ExpressVPN. Protect your online privacy today by visiting expressvpn.com/ratchet. That's expressvpn.com/ratchet. And you can get an extra 3 months free. expressvpn.com/ratchet. It's officially vacation season. Personally, I'm super excited to take a trip to Martha's Vineyard with a bunch of my friends. But you know who's not invited along on vacation? Body odor. That's because no matter where I go, I always bring Lumi Whole Body Deodorant. It keeps me smelling fresh all day, everywhere from my underarms to my underboobs to my feet. In fact, it's clinically proven to control odor for a whopping 72 hours. So I could fly all the way to Cape Town and still smell fresh for landing. And did I mention they make the perfect mini deos for your travel bag? Special offer. New customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code and link. Use code RATCHET15 at lumideodorant.com. LUMEDEODORANT.com. I've been using Lumi for years and I love it. I only use it under my pits, but technically it can go almost anywhere. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use code RATCHET15 for 15% off your first purchase at lumideodorant.com. That's code RATCHET15 at LUMEDEODORANT.com. Y'all keep sending me. We all over the place right now. We're going to talk about all the stuff that we could have talked about last week if I got the podcast in on time. So we're going to catch up. Letitia Luckett got married. It's her third husband. People keep sending me links to her posts or gossip posts about it. And they were like, girl, what you think? She got her third husband. And 2 things. You know, I know some of these people in like real life, right? Like, she's a really good friend of a really good friend. also ended up sitting behind the girl in Martha's Vineyard. When I went to Fight Night, the Will Packer movie, I keep calling it a movie, limited series. But that, I sat behind her and her new husband. Let me tell you all about what they did when I saw them. They sat there and they watched the movie and they minded their business. They were also there at the after party. They danced, they smiled. They probably went home and did what grown folks do on vacation. That lady looked happy. That lady is minding her own black business. She's very unbothered and bothers no one. But also, just for clarity, because we've discussed people before who've had multiple marriages, I take the same stance on her that I've taken on other people, that I also take on one of my family members who's been married 4 times. She's been married to the 4th husband for 20 years. It took her a minute to find the right one. But once she found her, she was good. I don't believe in being unhappily married. I don't believe in staying with nobody who ain't treating you right. We talked about Halle Berry because people are like, oh my God, Halle and all these men. Tell me which one she was supposed to stay with. The one that beat her, the one that had a sex addiction, he was fine. He was fucking everybody. She was supposed to stay with the fighter who was violent. She was supposed to stay with the flaky white dude who ran her for all her money. Who? Tell me who. Meh. There's something to be said for taking a little more time and getting to know people before you marry them. Fair. It's someone who took a lot of time before they married somebody and the shit still went left. I don't know really what you want folks to do. The lady liked being a wife. She also ain't staying in a situation that don't work for her. But she also want to be a wife. That requires her to get married. She looked happy when I saw her. I hope this the one. If this ain't the one, maybe it's the next one. I hope the Letitia Luckett, I don't know what her new last name is. I ain't paid attention that much to the husband yet. I hope she happy. She look happy. I hope she stay happy. And again, if that don't work, go find something else to do. She like being a wife. That wasn't agreeable for me. Some people love it. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna move on to another topic. But it has to do with husbands and wives. Simone Biles' husband, I'm gonna look up his name. We're gonna say his name out loud today. Because he been acting right. Jonathan Owens. That's Simone Biles' husband's name. He is a football player. And he left his team. They're only in practice right now. But he left his team to go over to Paris for a couple weeks and support his wife while she competed in the Olympics. And then he came back and he had to report on his activities while he was in Paris. So he stood up before the team and he told them that he had recently been in Paris and what an honor it was to go support his wife while she earned, did he say 3 gold medals at the Olympics? He was proud. He was smiling with all of his teeth. He was very boastful. He was a very proud husband. And then they showed a little clip. One of his teammates was asking him, like, so Simone is like LeBron? Husband was like, well, kinda, except that's like a team sport. She's like individual. Like everything she does is like all her. Like she's like an individual, like Serena Williams. And the teammate was like, oh, okay, okay. But he was very proud husband. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. Mr. Owens, Jonathan Owens, call this man by his full name. Jonathan Owens, this is what we wanted from you all this time. This is the kind of husband we like for our Simone. You doing good, bruh. I talked about you when you fucked up. I did. I'm going to talk about you when you do good, too. Somebody talk to the young man. He heard what was said. He acting right. I like it. Keep up this behavior. This is good. This is how we like you to be as Simone Biles' husband, Jonathan Owens. Give that man a name today. Okay. Ursher, I'm concerned. You know how I feel about Usher. Everybody knows how I feel about Usher. Usher was supposed to start his concert tour earlier this week. And hours before the concert, he had to cancel. He put up an Instagram post announcing it. I don't know who told him to use that font. Bruh. Unforgivable font. Don't ever use that again. Okay. Usher had to cancel. To my knowledge, this is not Usher's MO. If Usher says he gonna be there, he gonna be there. He gonna give you 110%. Except at Essence, I ain't feel like he really gave us 110%. But bruh has been touring nonstop for like, I don't know, years now. Essence was last minute. He didn't have a lot of time to prepare. The only reason he ended up at Essence is because Lovers and Friends got canceled because of wind in Las Vegas. Some people are saying, well, there is a precedent because Usher canceled Lovers and Friends earlier this year. He's starting to act like Lauryn Hill. No, 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 no. Lovers and Friends got canceled because of weather. That's much different. Initially, he canceled the show in Atlanta, and then he followed up a day later to say he was going to cancel his first 4 shows. They're going to be rescheduled for December. A lot of people were pissed because they were like, yo, this is your opening show. Like, we flew from other places to Atlanta to come see you, and you're canceling day of. Like, what we supposed to do in Atlanta? Go get something to eat. Go to Port Calvin's to get something to eat. Because I really had thought about flying to Atlanta for the first show. Remember, I was trying to find a reason to go to Atlanta. Did we talk about this? I really wanted to go to Atlanta, but I was like, I refuse to fly there just to go to a restaurant. I need a reason to be in town. And so I was like, oh, I think I'll go to Invest Fest. And then I was asking people about going to Invest Fest. I've never been, but multiple people hit me and was like, don't waste your money. And I was like, ooh, is that bad? Their reviews are very not good. It could be good, but the people I know, people who have been, people whose opinions I trust on things, were like, mm-mm. So I like nixed that. So I was looking for a reason to go to Atlanta, and I was like, well, oh, I'll just fly down and go to the Usher concert, and then also go to Port Calvin's. I really want that rice. I really want that rice. I want it bad. It's been years. And a lychee martini. Even though I don't drink, I'll make an exception. That martini is good as hell. I hate that Davita doesn't live there anymore. That was our spot. Me, Davita, Giannis, we would be there all damn day, eating, talking shit, and drinking. Good times. My sissy is still there, but I also just saw her in Mexico. That's not the point. The point is, Usher said he has neck problems. He did something during rehearsals. He hurt his neck. His doctor said he cannot perform or else he would further injure himself. So the kickoff to Usher's tour is going to end up being in DC. So now I have to sit my ass here, which was the plan anyway, until the 20th. I really, really hope he's able to perform. I want him to perform, but I also want him in good health. And I'm really excited that DC is his first show. And I feel like he's going to give DC like 200% because he needs like the good reviews after people are upset about the shows being canceled in Atlanta. It's a win for DC. Sorry to those Atlantans. Very sorry. But as a DMVer, very excited, very happy that we have the privilege of Usher coming here. I hope he recovers quickly, and not just because I want to see him before I go, but like genuinely, like I hope he's okay. My Usher love is so weird. I have no desire to do him whatsoever. I just love him. That's it. What other news do we have? Mr. Richard Lawson. We gotta stop calling him uncle because he ain't married to auntie no more. He and Mama Tina Knowles, Beyonce mama, have officially divorced. I read on the Jasmine brand. Shout out to Jasmine. She's a DMV girl. Or she was. She used to live here. I think she moved to LA. Tina Knowles settles divorce from Richard Lawson. Agrees to pay actor one-time lump sum of 300,000 American USD dollars and dineros. For what? He works. I be seeing him in things. He was just in that Tyler Perry movie. He was just in something else I watched. Is he in Black Hamptons? I watch so much TV. It's all running together. Yes, he is in Black Hamptons. He's the locked up husband. But that's a small role. It's on BET Plus. I don't know what they paying over there. He working though. 300,000. I know like for Beyonce and them, it's a drop in the bucket. But still, 300,000. I'm going to ask this question. I don't mean no shade, no malice whatsoever. I am aware that Mama Tina is Beyonce's mama. And that likely by being Beyonce's mama, she has access to some ends and dividends. She ain't never gonna miss no meals. She always gonna live in a beautiful house and drive a good car and have excellent health care. Okay. Does Miss Tina have a job? I'm not trying to be funny. I know she has a foundation. She does a big gala in LA every year. I know she has that. But does she have a job? Beyonce's hair care line, like Sacred, is Beyonce's. What is Miss Tina's job? She been doing some hair and whatnot. Like, is she getting a check for that? Like helping Beyonce promote stuff? Like, is she a part owner on Sacred? I'm not being no kind of ways, no kind of funny. I really didn't know what she did for a living. I thought she was just, Beyonce take care of her mama and that's it, which is fine. I'm just like, if that's the case, then why is she paying this man 300,000 American USD dollars in dineros? Mr. Lawson ain't one of these like new niggas. He from a generation of men where it was shameful to take money from a woman. Why he taking this lady money? 300,000 American USD dollars of her money. I don't care if it don't mean nothing to her. I don't care if that's small change to her. I don't understand why he has it. She was the breadwinner in that. I thought Mr. Lawson was coming with some ends and dividends. Apparently not. That's sad. I can't believe he taking that lady money at his big age. He must not have no retirement set aside. He looks crazy for this. Young niggas do young nigga shit. What Clarence Avant say? A nigga being a nigga should never be breaking news. You can't give me phrases like that. I will say that every episode going forward. Yo, when I was in Martha's Vineyard, all these very respectable women, some of whom are like my mom's age, would come up to me and be like, Demetria, I love you. I listen to the podcast every week. And I was like, your respectable looking ass is sitting up here listening to my nonsense and shenanigans twice a week. This is what you do in your respectable free time. Yes, yes, yes. And want to pay to listen to it. Are you doing an event? Are you doing a live? Are you doing merchandise? Where's the book? All in the works. All in the works. Taking a little longer than I expected. I'll tell you that backstory too when we're on the other side of it. Life is lifing. You know that feeling when you get home from a long day and immediately want to take off your bra? Honeys, that's what we call sacrificing comfort. With Honey Love, you'll never experience that again. Their bras are so comfortable, you'll almost forget you're wearing them. You may even sleep in them. My favorite is Honey Love's best-selling crossover bra. So comfortable and so sure to be your new go-to. This bra gives all the support of traditional bras without using any underwires. Plus, mesh detailing adds a touch of sexy. This is the one bra you'll actually enjoy wearing and won't want to take off. Honey Love is not just supporting women, it's empowering women. Treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/ratchet. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off. honeylove.com/ratchet to find your perfect fit. After you purchase, they ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Elevate your comfort, elevate your style with bras that empower your lifestyle of flexibility. Y'all saw Bel Air is back on Peacock. I had ish to do yesterday and I just was like, nope, dropped all of it and was like, I'm watching Bel Air. I've been waiting months for this show to come back. You know how I feel about Bel Air. I mean, all the cast, except Ashley. They don't give us nothing to invest in. I root for Ashley on Bel Air because I rooted for Ashley on Fresh Prince. They don't never give this little girl no storyline. They were like, okay, let's make her gay. And I'm like, that's not a storyline. Like, you have to do something. Like, she still needs like some conflict. Like, I think I'm gay. I'm gay. Like, that's not conflict. These 3 new episodes stressed me out. I'm not going to give details about them because the show literally just came out yesterday. I understand folks got jobs and kids and don't always have 3 hours in the middle of the week to dedicate to talking about Bel Air. That said, I am recapping it on my socials. I put up a post on Instagram earlier today. I put spoiler alert 3 times. So if you go and read it and be like, I can't believe you spoiled it, that is your fault. That is your fault for not stopping when you saw spoiler alert. It's good. It's really good. It's, dare I say, based on the first 3 episodes, they stay true to the tone of the show, but they're doing exactly what you're supposed to do in the third season of a show. They're digging deeper into the characters and their motivations. They're doing more psychology with the characters and why they do the things that they do. Like we're getting to the heart of like, okay, Carlton did all these drugs and he has anxiety, but what is the root of this anxiety? And like, okay, Will is in Bel Air and he's like this hooper, but he's still considered like the underclass kid from Philly who has this great opportunity. But Will very much wants to be Bel Air. So he makes these decisions. So he's making decisions that I don't agree with, but he's also like what, 16? Like, oh, he'll figure it out. But he wants to be, as opposed to being the Philly dude who's in Bel Air, he wants to be Bel Air. He's accepting his new situation. But will the people around him accept it is the $1 million question. Aunt Viv is going through some crisis, partially with Carlton, because she believed in him, even when he told her dumb shit. She didn't want to believe that something was wrong with her kid. So now she's realized that not only does he have a drug problem, but also he's been lying to her. And then she was lying to herself because she knew something was wrong, but she didn't want to believe that Carlton was into some of the things that he was. So she's questioning herself. And then also, there's some rifts in the marriage. If you watch Bel Air season 2, Phil wasn't acting always like how he was supposed to act. And in Bel Air season 1, Vivi was, a little more tempted than she probably should have been by the appearance of Michael Ealy. So there's some ish going on. And then Hilly, if you watch season 2, you know that she and Jazz broke up and she was, back with LaMarcus. And then, there have been some interesting developments on that front. We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, like the kids are all over the place. Will just be stressing me out. His little Lisa. Lisa don't really have a storyline yet based on the first 3 episodes. She's swimming. She wants to make it to nationals. That's her storyline right now. That's not really juicy enough for me, but maybe something will emerge over the rest of the season. But so far, it's really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. They put a wine cellar in that tiny ass kitchen. They got that big ass mansion. And that kitchen looked like it's in a 2-bedroom house. I don't understand it. I was in some houses in Martha's Vineyard and the kitchens were ginormous. And the houses were like a quarter of the size of the Bel Air mansion. I'm like, how they got a big ass kitchen, but you don't have a big ass kitchen. I'm mad at the set designers. Y'all know that kitchen ain't big enough. And then put a wine cellar in it. They got like 100 bottles of wine in that little ass kitchen. It drives me nuts every time I see it. My mama kitchen bigger than their kitchen, and we don't live in no Bel Air mansion. It's really good though. Highly recommend. I've watched all 3 episodes twice already. Not because I have that level of downtime, because like I backburnered some shit I really need to be working on in order to watch Bel Air. It's not important to me. I'm gonna do the same thing when Reasonable Doubt comes out too, because I've been waiting months for this show to start. Oh, we didn't talk about this either. Caresha, she did a recent episode of Caresha Please. I think it came out August 8th. She said she would speak about all the things. And so people were like, okay, she's going to discuss Diddy. Like, what's she going to say? I knew she wasn't going to say shit. She was interviewed by her bestie, Saucy Santana. Is that his name? Okay. He asked her specifically about Diddy. She said, quote, I can't speak on something that I don't know. I can't speak on these allegations because I wasn't around at the time. I don't know that person, and that wasn't my experience. That's exactly what I expected her to say. She's not gonna throw Diddy under the bus. She might still be with the nigga. I'm reading on USA Today because they covered it. Well, that's why she didn't speak out over the past year as various civil lawsuits accused Combe of rape, assault, and sex trafficking. She said she didn't have those experiences. I just read that part to you. USA Today reports, and I have to read the reports because I'm never going to watch that. I'm not. Let me just be honest with you. Even for the sake of the podcast, I'm not watching it. I've never watched an episode of Caresha Please, and I like Caresha. It's no. I know it's ratchet and respectable. It's too far off my radar. No. It says the mother of 2 explained feeling isolated when, quote, nobody called to see how I was doing amid all the accusations against her ex. She said, quote, people feel like I was Diddy's biggest cheerleader and I made him my brand. And I feel like Diddy was on brand for me, she said. I met him when he was in another era. I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers when he was alive. He had a new album that was coming out, so I was celebrating him with the world. And I just feel like everybody's trying to crucify me for it. She went on to say she was the victim of domestic violence in 2 previous relationships. And she told herself at the end of that second relationship that she would never put herself in that situation again. She did clarify that she and Diddy are no longer dating. She went on to say of him, quote, I just feel like Puff was a really, really good person to me. I feel like he came and he helped me. He elevated me. He saw a lot of things in me, and I feel like that's one of his specialties, that he knows how to find people and identify their talent. He was able to see more than music in me. She said when all the allegations came out, she needed to take a break and focus on what's important, and it was just me and my career and my family. Let him navigate and figure it out on his own because I can't get caught up in that. She also said she took several hits, figurative, for being associated with him. She said that a lot of people that she thought would be here for her when she was in a bad situation weren't. And so it turned into an aha moment for her. Yeah, that's about what I expected from her. Nothing groundbreaking. She did take some public hits for being associated with him. Also, despite everything that she said here, it wouldn't shock me if like 5, 10 years from now she came out and told a whole different story about her relationship with Diddy. Maybe he did actually treat her well. I seriously doubt it, but that's her version of events. Did we cover all the highlights? Let me look at my saved. No, I'm looking. I don't see anything else that we really, really need to discuss. Trump is having his usual meltdowns. Kamala Harris is raising a shit ton of money. She was at PG Community College literally yesterday, and I didn't even know about it. Will Jawando and his wife went and posted on Instagram after, and I was like, really, like, seriously, I could almost walk there. That's how close it is. I didn't know. I spent all that time in the vineyard thinking I was going to get a Kamala sighting or even an Obama sighting, and neither one of them happened. Womp womp. Maybe next year, I'll try again. All right, that's the episode. We'll be back on Tuesday. We don't have anything groundbreaking to talk about, so I won't keep and hold you just to run my mouth just to say I ran it. Oh, we could talk about J.D. Vance talking about menopausal women. This man just be saying anything. So last time it was him talking about cat ladies. This time he was talking about the whole purpose of menopausal women is to help raise their grandkids. And I was like, so you see no value in women, like, at any point in time, like just family, and that's it. Men get to have professional ambition, and women just, I say just as if family is not important. Family is important, yes, full stop. And additionally, too, also, that's it. You can't do nothing else. Nothing else is important as a woman, just family. That's it. And supporting a man and his big dreams. Okay. Please don't elect these people. Oh, someone told me on a previous episode, I think it was the most recent one, that they heard an anti-Kamala ad. Please let me know if you hear political ads. I have asked my podcast producers, the ones who secure the ads, not to run political ads. There's no way to differentiate between the Democrat ads and the Republican ads. So I was just like, don't run any of them. Because what I don't want this show to be used for is any sort of right-wing agendas. I'd rather just not run the ads. And if I have political views that I want to share, then I will just share them. But please let me know if you hear political ads. I went nuclear yesterday because we've been through this before. This isn't something we should have to go through again. The podcast company said they're taking care of it. Hopefully they do. Otherwise, we'll have to escalate. We don't want to escalate. That's not good. So let me know. Just send me a DM or something if you hear political ads, especially if they're pro-Republican. I'd rather not do the podcast than endorse pro-Republicans. Like, we've been through this shit the last election cycle. Enough is enough. Ugh. All right. I'll be back on Tuesday. There's a bunch of fun stuff happening in the city this weekend. Actually, I'm lying. I might be back on Tuesday, but I also might be back on Wednesday because Usher is Tuesday night. You might want me to hold the episode to talk about Usher because it's like the kickoff to the tour. Like, oh my God. Okay. Back.